ご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to OJ-FWA Fight TV on BBC TV networks. And here we are today, starting off with the original Hong Kong Musume, as it says in the upper left corner there, Amy Chen. Now, needless to say, we haven't seen much of Amy Chen since her fantastic battle with So-Young Park for the FWA Championship back at XGWL's Global Warning event. Quite frankly, she's just been recovering from that extremely trying encounter with our Green Giant So-Young Park. However, she looks to be in prime shape here. Amy Chen. Oh, and here we go. Whoa! Looked like her opponent was about to take her head off there. Chen taken over by her opponent. Her opponent trying to work on that arm, but quite frankly, I don't think that's the right kind of body part that you want to work on Amy Chen here. Nice sabat kick. And a nice spinning arm drag takedown, showing the speed and agility of the Hong Kong Spitfire, Amy Chen. Chen climbing her opponent's shoulders, only to land with a DDT. Here we go, drop kick. Amy Chen, blazingly fast. Oh! However, her opponent was certainly smarter at that moment, and again, focusing on the arm. Apparently, she has not been watching her Amy Chen tapes. Ooh! Chop across the chest. And another arm drag takedown. Here we go. Beautiful moonsault. Cover 1, 2. No. Amy Chen knocking her opponent down with that clothesline. And again, Amy Chen fired up. Beautiful standing. Shooting star suplex. Only gets a 2 count. Nice calf kick by Amy Chen. Another arm drag type maneuver there. And finally a spinning wheel kick. Wait a minute, what's this? Shooting star press. If the standing one doesn't get it, maybe this one will. Tommy Thompson counts to 3. And your winner, Amy Chen. It is very nice to see Amy Chen back in action here. Looks like she has had a full recovery. Now, speaking of her former opponent, So-Young Park, we'd like to take you back to Conspiracy, where So-Young Park faced Liliana for the FWA North American Championship. This match was an extremely hard-fought battle here. And I believe this is where the end really came for Liliana. The force that she struck that chair with, because after this, it was lights out for Liliana. However, that was mere days before this. Yuuki Matsuri, 2011, So-Young Park versus A-Hole Ronald. And if you've seen Yuuki Matsuri 2011, this image here is etched into your mind. So-Young Park, from that height, crashing down onto Ronald, through that table, knee first. And of course, we saw this familiar image. Park being carried out on a stretcher. Now taking you to another match at Yuuki Matsuri 2011, one that we went over last week. This is where that man, that monster, Caleb Dodd, defeated our champion, Hidenori Tsujimoto, for the World's Championship. Dodd, who was a nearly unstoppable monster during the entire Champion Soul tournament, is now your champion. However, although our last image of our former champion was this unfortunate and sad display here, we would like to point out that it wasn't always so bad for our champion here. Our champion has picked up victory after victory previous to this encounter. As you may have noticed, we can't show their faces here due to contract things, licensing, imaging rights, and etc. But we just want to show you this. Our champion was more than capable of taking on the normal opponent. However, Dodd was not a normal opponent. So let's take you back 1 week prior to Yuuki Matsuri, and happening here at the OJ-FWA training compound in Kofu City, Yamanashi Prefecture, where we get a rare glimpse at what happens in the sparring and training sessions. Here we have Hidenori Tsujimoto, former champion, versus his longtime friend, Asanomori. Tsujimoto firing away with those elbows, as he is well known to do. Oh, Asanomori whacks him with that body blow. Asanomori taking his young friend over, doing that surfboard type maneuver, weakening that upper torso of our former champion. But here we go, we see the power of our former champion there as he's able to lift up that huge man, Asanomori, for that German suplex. And again, we see that incredible ability with our former champion as he hit him with that pile driver. However, Asanomori gets his momentum back. Asanomori sending him to the corner. Asanomori with those knees, sapping the strength from Tsujimoto. Tsujimoto to the behind. And again, beautiful German suplex, this time one of the release variety. And you can see that Asanomori was definitely hurting from that. He is certainly smart to follow up with those elbows. Shades of Mitsuharu Misawa. Asanomori with his trademark brain buster. Wait a minute, what's this? Climbing to the top. A frog splash from that huge orange crusher. However, no one was home. Oh, and a gigantic coconut crush. Asanomori. However, Tsujimoto fired up. And again, that's not enough for Tsujimoto. Tsujimoto saying, let's go. Tsujimoto with his tiger driver. However, Asanomori is well acquainted with that maneuver. Vertical suplex. Ooh, Asanomori, the orange crusher, crushes Tsujimoto with that running neck breaker. Some sumo slaps. And again, trying to weaken that upper torso there of the then champion. Asanomori firing away quickly, very quick for a man of his size, exiting the ring. Oh, and a huge headbutt. Asanomori watching as a champion, having trouble standing up. However, that doesn't stop him from being able to do that beautiful back suplex.
6, 7.
Ooh! Throwing that huge orange crusher to the floor in those very, very thin mats. And again, if you didn't know these two were friends, you'd think they were bitter enemies. But that's just how it's done in training. Very, very difficult training. Whoa! And I gotta tell you, Asanomori is not a young man. Most athletes his age have already retired. But that's just not how Asanomori works. Quickly back into the ring, though I'm sure his body is screaming in pain. Again, that backdrop suplex. Oh, we have a Tiger Driver again. Will it work this time? 1, 2, and 3. Yes, indeed. Tsujimoto winning that sparring session with his friend Asanomori. Wait a minute, what's this? What's this? Only returning from the back with Eriko. Oh, come on. The match is over. Wait a minute. What's going on here? Amazonas hitting the ropes. And again. Oh! Earthquake splash. Shades of John Tenza. Wait a minute, what's this? Oh, I know what this is. This is Amazonas' finisher here. Wait, that's the women's locker room. That's Sayaka. And who's that? Wait a minute, that's the spoiler. What's he doing there?
No. Worse. Human. HUMAN!
Wait. What?
Yuuki というのは柔らかくて優しいものである。でも年末の札幌ドームには燃える。長谷川恵理子対青木愛、ラス・モーガン対カズ、サソリ対シロコ、ブラッド・ハリス対タイガー・宮沢、ソーリャン・パーク対エーホール・ドナルド、天野萌実対女子世界王者メリー・リーガー、人間級王者辻元秀則対リンゴワンのカレブドート、OJ-FWA のユーキ祭り2011。熱いユキのは誰でしょうか。
施設の中に走り込む5ドアインテグラ誕生。ホンダベル
めた道だからとことん頑張りました。本当の相手は自分自身です。中高生諸君、人生投げたらいかん。
10秒前、5、4、3、2、スタート。さて、
レモンティーはやっぱり名刀ですね。
レモンティーは名刀。
バストの横顔にジェラシー、ヒップの後ろ姿にジェラシー。女は美意識過剰でいいのです。
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for staying with us. And here we see another match from OJ-FWA's 3 matches at Conspiracy. Here you have Asanomori versus At Peace. We see that power slam taking the wind right out of At Peace. And Tommy Thompson lays in the 3 count. And of course, speak of the devil. The whole reason we used that clip in the first place. Here we have our first entrant into this main event of this 8th episode of Fight TV. And of course, the second on the BBC TV network. Here he is, the Orange Crusher. Once again, Asanomori. Very interesting, this particular episode seems to be pretty much the Asanomori show. You could see him in practically every segment. However, there's a reason for that. This man is a huge man. Not only is he a huge man, but he's an incredibly gifted wrestler. The former sumo, Asanomori, making his way to the ring. Gigantic man stepping over that top rope. Very quick for a man his age and his size. The Orange Crusher, Asanomori. However, certainly less beloved is this man. This man who has, been checking out the women's locker room more than one occasion. He is the Spoiler. This man is no nonsense. No posing on the top of the ramp. No pyro. No fancy lights. Just an angry man walking to the ring. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is a no disqualification fight where weapons will be legal. And this certainly makes it in favor of that man right there, the Spoiler. He loves to make people bleed. We'll see if that happens tonight. Asanomori wasting no time, going right away, but Spoiler intercepts with a chop and a kick and a headlock here. Takes the big Orange Crusher for a chin lock. Probably a very smart move of the Spoiler, trying to wear down that head and neck region. Asanomori, the veteran, of course able to get out of that. Asanomori, huge chop. But Spoiler fighting back. Spoiler is certainly... Ooh! Spoiler is no championship wrestler. To put it bluntly, ooh! He's very basic. But he loves to brawl. He loves to fight. And that's exactly what he's going to have to do. You don't want to stand toe-to-toe with a wrestler, especially one the size of Asanomori. But it looks like size may not be a factor here, as the Spoiler, with his incredible strength, able to lift up the Orange Crusher. However, the Orange Crusher back in offense again with those chops to the back. Asanomori locking in. You can see his fingers are indeed locked in to that full Nelson. However, Spoiler knows just how to get out of that. Oh, and a big chop takes the big man down. maybe the less big of the big men, I guess. Pardon me. Wait a minute, what's this? Huge German suplex from the canvas back to the canvas. And a big blow takes Spoiler down. Asanomori. Ooh, that power slam. That's how he took out At Peace. Ooh. Sorry for all my O's, but I'm really, as usual, I'm very impressed with the size and the strength of Asanomori. We saw Asanomori there with that 2x4, showing that he's not afraid to use weapons either. He's been involved in a number of these altercations. Spoiler, being taken to the ring stairs. Asanomori still very much ready to go here. However, Spoiler looks like he may have gotten hurt right there, needless to say. Oh, what a nice chop to the throat. Asanomori, again, taken to that arm. Wait a minute, here we go. Oh, no. This isn't what I think it is. Oh, yes, his trademark brainbuster. Just like we saw earlier on Tsujimoto. We saw it right there to the outside. Wait a minute. Orange Fusion. He's finished many a match with that move. The Orange Fusion, this time to the outside. Throwing the Spoiler to the ring, but Spoiler is still able to stand back up. And Spoiler knows where his strength is. He knows where he is at an advantage. And it is certainly in that outside area. Wait a minute, what's Spoiler doing here? Spoiler taking Asanomori to the stairs. Maybe giving him a taste of his own medicine right there. However, that last blow there was blocked by Asanomori. Asanomori again fighting back with those chops. And Asanomori again takes Spoiler's head to those stairs, ramming his skull into that steel. Spoiler tried to whip Asanomori to one of those booths, but Asanomori was able to counter it, throwing the Spoiler back in, and here we see that huge headbutt to the back of the head we saw earlier. Asanomori, perhaps sensing that he needs an equalizer, and he grabs one in that big trash can, going right to work to the Spoiler. Spoiler can't even get a chance to stand up most of this time. Asanomori still in control. Asanomori loves to do those little chops to the throat there. Wait a minute, what's this? Another move to the outside and a huge sidewalk slam. Big elbow drop. Spoiler with a huge clothesline. A lariat almost. Taking Asanomori down in a chop of his own. Should not let the Spoiler gain any sort of momentum here, or else he'll never let it go. Spoiler now, attacking with those chairs. Nothing fancy about that. Just pure steel on flesh. Asanomori now, using his power to throw, literally throw the Spoiler into that barricade. Spoiler, again, taking the skull of the Orange Crusher to those steel steps. However, it looks like this match may have taken a little bit too much out of the Spoiler. Asanomori ramming that replica belt, that toy belt taken from a fan, into the skull of the Spoiler. Spoiler now, returning to the ring. Positioning. With some difficulty, I must imagine, that Orange Crusher. Oh! And a blow. A double axe handle. Oh! Good God, that was a huge body block from Asanomori. A huge body block from a man with a huge body. And a huge atomic drop, sending shockwaves all the way up to his spine. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Spoiler blocking that swing. And going to town with that 2x4. Breaking a 2x4 in the back of the Orange Crusher. Those things don't break very easily. Spoiler. In control at the moment. Good God! Nothing fancy about that. I know I've said that a million times about the spoiler, but there truly is nothing fancy about him. He just wants to hurt you. And hurting seems to be exactly what he's doing to the Orange Crusher. But, however, that Orange Crusher going right to work on the skull of the spoiler with that coconut crush on his knee. Oh! Taking advantage of the spoiler's madness and whacking him in the face with that replica belt. And again. Both of these men must be in extreme pain. However, it looks like both of them are trying to appeal in their own ways to this crowd to try to get their adrenaline pumping. That's not something that the spoiler usually does. However, something that the spoiler usually does do is that bulldog with the Orange Crusher's face right onto that replica belt. Spoiler trying to keep him down. That is a smart move. However, a wild swing missed. But Spoiler remains in control. Asanomori whipped to the corner. Oh, and what a blow. That one didn't miss. Spoiler working on that arm. Not usually one for the wrestling there. Huge power slam by Asanomori. Wait a minute, here we go. Tommy Thompson, 1, 2, and 3. Again, that powerful power slam. If you don't mind the alliteration, that power slam of the Orange Crusher was enough to put the spoiler away, just like he put away At Peace at Conspiracy. Asanomori, still just as good as he always is. And he knows it. And next week on Fight TV, we'll have a very unique match as we'll have Eriko and Monya Amano taking on the two women that gave Amano her shot at pro wrestling. See you next week on Fight TV.
Brand new sponsorの提供で